How's it guys, Justin here, and welcome back to another video of Justin on Cars. And if you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel guys. Today we have something very spectacular. Brand new tech, well, it's not brand new technology, but it's a new revelation for Chery and for most vehicles out there, because this is really, if you are very scared or you've got that range anxiety for a full EV vehicle, this will really give you an idea of how that works, and also you can save a lot of money with this car. So welcome to the Chery Tiggo 7 plug-in hybrid. So before we get into this video guys, remember to like, subscribe and share to all of your friends and family, and also hit that notification bell for notification on new uploads. And guys, remember to become members. I mean, I'm wearing this t-shirt every time so you guys can see what it looks like, and you can get this for free. I mean, it can be for free. Well, it's going to cost you 10 Rand a month at the minimum, 10 bucks a month. Can you imagine? That's like nothing for a free t-shirt. And you might also get a free gift every now and again. You never know guys, but you'll get some exclusive content, and this channel is growing rapidly. So yes, remember to become a member and support a brother. Guys, thank you very much for your support. Now, before we get into the car, let's start with the cost of ownership. The Chery Tiggo 7 plug-in hybrid starts from 600,000 Rand, 599,000 Rand till October if I'm not mistaken. There is a special running as well currently, but the original price is 620,000 Rand, and for this bad boy over, that's for the Plus, and for this bad boy, the Ultra, you're going to look at about 680,000 Rand, but you do get a few extras like 8-speaker Sony sound system, you get this panoramic sunroof, you get electric seats with memory, as well as all the driver or advanced driving assistance systems. So it is kind of worth it. And remember, you save a lot of money on fuel guys, which is pretty cool. I mean, this is like, the worst I got was 6.3 liters per 100 kilometers, and you know how the Chinese brands are. They're kind of heavy. I mean, I know a lot of people that say that they're heavy, and it just doesn't get better. But this gets a lot better. You also get, for the first owner, you get a unlimited mileage 10-year warranty on the vehicle, as well as a 5-year 60,000 kilometer service plan, and then also a 5-year 150,000 kilometer warranty if you're kind of the second owner or buy this vehicle on a used or on the used market. If you look at the price of 680 for this exact car, 679, you're going to look at, so let's say 72 months, 30% interest, no deposit, and a 30% balloon. You're looking at about 11,400, 11,500 Rand per month over the 72 months, as well as insurance. I'm a 35-year-old male, I'm married, and the car is standing outside in a yard with a locked gate. I've had insurance for over 7 years with no claims for over the past 5 years, more or less. And I'm looking at about 1,500 Rand on insurance for this bad boy over here. Tires, you're looking at about 2,000 to 2,500 on the tire, depending on the brand. This is a 225/60 18-inch wheel. So really not that bad, guys. And if you look at the fuel consumption, I mean, you can get 1,000 to up to 1,200 kilometers range on a 60-liter fuel tank. That's literally like driving for free. It's like driving a very small car, and this is a proper family SUV. But yeah, now let's start with the vehicle, the design and style, and get into what this car is all about. And then at the end, we'll take it out for a drive and then look at the smile rating and see how much this car really makes me smile. I have to be honest guys, this car really comes with a lot of spec. It's actually phenomenal at this price point if you think about some of the other vehicles that I've driven. But yeah, we will go through everything and see what the smile rating is. That will reveal the proper score. I like this design. This car has a really striking design. It does differentiate itself from the Tiggo 7 Pro. This does almost look like the Tiggo 8, hey? It really gives me that Tiggo 8 vibes. Daytime driving lights, they look beautiful with the running indicators. You can check here, performance. I like that. I like this big grille. There's a certain name for this grille. I just can't remember that name now. Go check it out on their website. Full 540 surround camera, but this design just looks beautiful, hey? Doesn't it just look nice? Like, I absolutely love this design. Check it from the side. I'm not even sure what this color is. I mean, if I look at BMW, it's like a Brooklyn gray color, but it does have a shine in it. It does have like a sort of a, I don't know, like a glitter to it. I like this floating roof design, this chrome edges. The car really looks classy. It looks like a very expensive car. It really, really does. Check this out quickly, guys. Check even here, you've got this chrome inserts over here, and it feels solid. Like, this car is just, it's very good quality. Like I said, 540 degree surround view, 18-inch wheels. I like these mags, hey? You know it's a plug-in hybrid or electric vehicle. You know a vehicle has a battery when it has these closed kind of wheels to help with the aerodynamics and the airflow of the vehicle. What do they call it? The drag coefficient. Comfort access, or actually keyless entry. Love this floating roof design, like I said. Look at that, guys. Hey, it just looks pretty cool. I like this wing over here, the shark fin aerial. It looks beautiful. I'm not too happy about the back. I'm gonna be honest with you guys on that, because it looks nice, but there's a lot of cars that have this solid line going, or light LED light going all the way through, and I'm not too keen on this light design. I don't know. I don't like that Tiger look and feel that much. To be honest with you guys, I don't know, it's just, for me, I don't know, it's a little bit tacky to me, but it looks cool. This car really draws a lot of attention. It looks quite wide at the back here. You can see it really looks expensive, hey? It looks like a very expensive car. I like how the arches are just flared out. Plug-in hybrid. It's pretty cool, because if you look quickly, it looks Chinese, but it's not. And you can see over here, this rear diffuser also looks pretty cool. Very, very nice. Let me show you the inside. Oh, my door is still open, but that's fine. I want to show you the design on the inside. So if you look at the door card over here, you can see good attention to detail. Check here, it looks very, very nice, and it's soft touch everywhere. Look at that, it's like 3D. On the inside over here also looks very, very nice. I feel that the screen could have been a little bit better looking, especially if you look at the modes, which we'll go into just now, but it's a very, very classy design, like very modern, eh? Look at the speaker over there. It's really a very modern design. It looks so nice in here with that pano sunroof. Check it out. These seats are phenomenal, and they are super, super soft. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think the design and style is pretty cool in this car. Like, honestly, it's a good looking car. Let's get to the comfort and practicality. I have some friends visiting, guys. Check here. I must just be careful. There's one bird laying eggs here. He might just attack me. Let's start here in the boot. Pop that open. Automatic tailgate, also only on the Ultra. 626 liters of boot space. I think that's quite enough. 60-40 split, and then obviously you have this cover. Whoopsie. Yo, it's a solid cover. I must just get it in properly, Justin. There we go. Yeah, it's a very solid cover. Looks expensive, and I think I'm going to keep that up actually to see if it helps with the noise. Let's see what's at the bottom here. There's my charger over there, and some what's that? That. Okay, that's my triangle. Some tools. I saw that there's some tools in the cabbie there as well. What's at the bottom here? Ooh, is there no spare wheel in here? And then what? There we go. Do we have a spare wheel, guys? Do you see something? No spare wheel. Huh. I wonder if these are run flats then. Let's look at the rear. We're going to jump in just now to see what the space looks like, but I just want to see here. Okay, so that's a hard plastic there, but you do get soft touch over here. I like the way the window button feels. It's like very solid. So if I press it, check there. It doesn't feel cheap at all. I mean, like the Audi A3 felt a bit cheapish there, but this feels very, very good. And it looks nice inside, eh? And also very plush seats, ISOFIX as a standard. I like the way these seats look. It's a beautiful car, let's be honest. USB at the back, not a C. Air vents at the back. It's dual climate control zones. And yeah, it just looks pretty nice. Let's jump in and see what the space is all about. Just want to see what's in here. Cup holders with a center armrest. Let's quickly check the space. Easy to get in. Solid door close, has a bit of a clang to it. Oh, this seat is pushing me a little bit here. It's a little bit hard. Let's see if I can move it forward a bit. Okay. Oh, this is a bit more upright, so that is pretty nice. Yeah, it's a nice lumbar, so it pushes into my back. I think I can get used to it after a while. And then otherwise it feels quite nice. It does feel like the seat is a little bit flat, but there is a lot of space over here. There's plenty of headroom. Plenty. My oh my gosh handle over here. Huh, they still have a button to switch on the light over here. Interesting. I like buttons because sometimes the touch doesn't really work that well, so I like the physical button. And this also feels quite nice, very soft. Soft touch here. I think I can drive like this long distance. I think I'll be okay here at the back. James, take me to Secunda. Hey Chery. Hey Chery. She doesn't want to listen. Let's jump into the front and see what it looks like in there. Okay. Oh, it was all the way to the back. You see, now I'm moving forward a little bit. Okay. It does feel nice in here. I have to say, it does feel very comfortable. My seating position is perfect. When I put my head down, I don't look at the sky. I still look straight forward. I can relax when I'm driving. Space is very good in here. Yeah, very, very good. I mean, and there's ample amount of storage in here. There's cup holders in here, 2 cup holders in here. There's this cubby over here. There's storage in here, which is very deep. I mean, you can see my whole arm almost goes in there. It just looks phenomenal. It just feels phenomenal in here. Like, it really feels a lot more than 679,000 Rand, let's be honest. It feels close to like your 900s, almost a million. It's actually scary how they don't charge $1 million for this car. How does this thing work? Ah, that's also quite nice. But is it broken? Huh. That doesn't look too good, to be honest. I'll rather keep it open. It's yeah, the attention to detail there is not that great. But other than that, yeah, it feels very good in here. Let's see the sunroof. Ooh, let's keep it tilted like that. That's pretty cute. You can also move the steering wheel up, down, in and out. You see there, so that also helps a lot to get the perfect driving position, as well as your seats. You can maneuver them front, forward, backwards, the incline, decline, incline, recline, as well as your up and down. But it would have been nice if I could tilt my seat a little bit to get that extra bit of comfort here by my legs. It's a little bit too flat for me. Let me bring you guys inside to show you the tech and features, and then we'll quickly have a look at the engine. So let's get into the tech and features. Just going to be a quick one. Just want to show you a few cool things about this car. Beautiful steering wheel here. I like this flat bottom over here. It's just absolutely stunning. And these buttons over here, they work, but they don't always work that well. Sometimes I have to press it like a few times. Okay, it's working now. It's working properly now. But sometimes I kind of have to like, okay, I see there. You see. There we go. You have to get it at the right place in order to... You see there, I pressed it. There we go. Now it's working again. Okay, cool. We got it. But it does work. I mean, sometimes you just have to press a little bit harder. I feel like the volume, that can work a little bit better. And but it feels very, very like, I don't know how to explain it. It feels robust. It feels good. And it looks good. I like this leather steering wheel. Everything in this car, this 8-speaker Sony surround system. With your Ultra, you also get your memories, electric seats with memory. So with the Plus, you don't get the electric seats, it's manual seats. And then, but everything feels good. It looks very nice. The attention to detail, it's sturdy. Yeah, it really feels good inside this car. Your brightness, you can switch over here. Your volume. Why would I want to change my volume over here? What volume is that? Is that the alert volume maybe? Let's see. Let's press there. It's the alert volumes and stuff, so for my navigation. So that is the vehicle's volume, not for your sound. And then just excuse the wires here, guys. Let me just take that out so you can actually see what is happening in here. Wireless charging, USB plus, USB-C. I like the fact that you get both. And then the other thing is when you get into the car, see it already says ready. I don't need to start or anything. I literally jump in, put my foot on the brake, and then I pop the car into drive. And there it's in drive. Pop it into reverse, and there it's in reverse, and it pops up my 540-degree panoramic view. And then you can also see it tilts my mirror as well. Check there, so that I can properly see what's happening there by the curb. And it's on both, on both mirrors. You can see that one is also turning. So let's put it back into park. Okay, back into park. Very easy to use. My 3 different drive modes. So I go into eco. Let's go like that. Hello. Okay, I like this, how this looks. Check it out. So let's go eco mode. Hey, the graphics is flipping cool. Normal mode, sport mode. I like sport because it's like you're warping in a warp zone. Like I'm going to a different dimension. I kind of like that. That's pretty awesome. Let's get into this 24.6 inch curved double screen. So the total screen is 24.6 inches, guys. It is actually pretty cool. And then let's go into new energy. Let's see what happens. This is exactly, you'll see when I'm driving. I'm going to explain a little bit on that, how that works and how it generates power back into the battery. And then if I go into power management, I can choose initial, smart, and forced. So forced obviously means I can choose how much power needs to be forced back into the engine. And then I like it in smart because then the vehicle decides. And I mean, it worked well for me. If I go into this over here, this is the worst I've done is 6.2, 6.3 liters per 100 kilometers. The best I've done is like 1. So you can imagine how light this car really is on fuel. To give you an example, I started out at 6,461 kilometers. I'm at 6,651 kilometers now. So that is a total of 192.1 kilometers. And that I had 911 kilometers of range left, and I now have 790. So it is 120 kilometers range that I've taken off my fuel consumption. And if you think about it, 190. So I saved 70 kilometers just by using the EV mode. And I've been driving in HEV, so hybrid electric vehicle, so not EV. I've been driving in HEV all the time. So yeah, you can imagine it's actually very, very light on fuel. I mean, this car with a 60-liter fuel tank can go up to 1,200 kilometers. Discharge management. So here I think the discharge is where I can actually, the vehicle can be driven while using discharge function. The discharge function may not be activated when battery or fuel. So discharge basically means I'm discharging power from the vehicle out to my charger or to my phone or whatever the case may be. Energy recovery level, high. Battery display settings, dynamic. So there's quite a few things that I can change over here. Odometer display settings. So let's see if I press HEV. Let's see what happens here. See, I have to press it again. Yeah, okay, so I'm not even sure. Total mileage, EV. Okay, it doesn't show me anything over there. But there's so many things that I can play with, guys. The technology in here is phenomenal. Look at my driver assistances. So here's all my driver assistances. You can see there is quite a bit. You don't get all of these in the Plus, only in this Ultra. And then headlight settings, atmospheric lights. So I get some cool music rhythm or link to driving. Whatever the case, I actually don't like having one of these on. I just like my normal solid color. And then, yeah, that's basically, you get this pure air filtration, which is very nice. This car has always got like a, I don't know, not an aroma in it, but it just smells fresh in here, and I do like that. I love this edgeless mirror with this full 1.1 square meter panoramic sunroof, 8 airbags around this vehicle, these beautiful seats, and then look at this big cubby in here. That's massive, guys. That's massive. And it's cooled as well, heated and cooled. And then in here also a massive cubby over here. But everything feels good in this car. It's very solid. It's just a phenomenal place to be seated in. There we go. It's a very, very clear camera system. Like you can see, there's my tripod over there. I can go to the side, so right, left, rear, front, but you can see how clear it is. So let's go 3D. I can go all around my vehicle. That is flippin' cool. The two sides over here, so I can see on this side and on that side, but in front. And then let's press it again. There's at the rear. My front view, it is a bit blurry, but I mean, it's very like big. I can literally see everything around me. Transparent body. There's so many settings that I can change, but it's very, very cool, eh? Like, how awesome is this camera system? Jeez. I can also set this over here. So if I go into home, let's go to vehicle settings, I think. No, let's go there to my app. Oh yes, I also have dash cam, which is pretty awesome. And then let's go into local settings, display, streamline. So I can have a streamline display over here. So you can see there, you know, just a little bit different. I kind of like the classic because then I have my dials over there. But yeah, guys, you get adaptive cruise control, all of that. It's just a really like a car. There's nothing wrong with it. Heated and cooled seats. So you'll see here, if I press there, there's my seats, heated and cooled seats. I even have fragrance in here. I did not know that. So let's go strong fragrance, and I'm going to say forest bath. Oh, I'm going to keep that. That's pretty cool. Let's see if I do this. Let's see if I smell it. Oh, it does smell good. Do you guys smell it? Wow, that does smell good. This is pretty nice. Check here. So it's just like a little flap. Open that up. You can't see the light now, but if I press this over here, it changes to a yellow light, a white light. So that is pretty nice. So if you want to look better, you just put the white light on. The fragrance really makes this car a little bit more premium than I would expect it to be. Let's have a look at the engine and take this beauty out for a drive. Let's see, I pulled it twice. I hope it just opens. Oh yeah, there we go. And there's literally nothing to see in here. Let's see what happens if I pull this up. Oh, there we go. Now we can see our 1.5 litre turbocharged engine. Hey, interesting. Yo, and I can hear that that battery and everything running, or the electric motor. I'm not even sure what's running, but something is running. It's pretty cool. Looks pretty neat in there, I have to say. So let me quickly tell you guys a little bit about this. So this is a 1.5 litre turbocharged engine, which pushes out 150 kilowatts and 300 newton meters of torque, well, 310 newton meters of torque. Mated with your dual electric motor, a combined power of 265 kilowatts and 530 newton meters of torque. That is insane. Mated with a DHT transmission. Yeah, so that is a very difficult transmission. It doesn't have a certain amount of gears. I think it runs on 4 gears, but it automatically chooses between the electric motor, the hybrid electric, as well as, or the hybrid motor, the electric motor, the ICE motor, as well as parallel hybrid. So with running the ICE with the electric, if that even makes sense. So yeah, it's very complex. I'm not an engineer. I can't go in too much detail with that, but I just know that it works very well and that it doesn't seem like there's any gear. Sometimes I do feel the engine like pushing when you put your foot down, then you can hear like it's going into a higher gear. So I feel like it's running like a lower and a higher gear in that sense, but there's no like 7 gears or 8 gears or anything like that, but it's immediate. It's always there, always active, and always ready for action. I think let's take this baby out for a drive and feel what it feels like out there on the road. Driving the Chery Tiggo 7 plug-in hybrid. I'm not even sure, is it the 7 Pro or the 7? Because some sites say 7 and some say 7 Pro. So yeah, I'm not even too sure, but what a lacquer car to drive. Like honestly, it feels so nice in here. It just feels like I'm driving a very expensive car. It's just, I don't know, I just like it. There's a few things that we will get into just now, but everything, like the technology in this car, everything is just pretty cool. For the price point that you pay, you kind of get a lot. I mean, you get a lot in this car. It's actually quite fun playing with everything and figuring out how it works. And then the engine kicks in. Listen to this. Do you guys hear the engine? So the engine is kicked in now because the battery power is very low. So it makes the engine kick in sooner to actually charge the battery, because at the most, your motor, your internal combustion or your ICE motor, acts as a generator. Like you can actually see it on the screen over here. I'll explain that to you guys in a little while, but I just want to get to the driving. Like, I mean, here's a person walking here. You'll see now she's walking past me. Check there, and it tells me that there's people walking here. I'll show you guys all of that just now. It's very, very cool. I love this, and it's just, I don't know, so fun to play with everything and figuring out how it works and what's going where, and seeing how the motor charges the battery, and then all of a sudden if you put your foot down, it actually uses the motor to also drive the wheels. And yeah, it's very confusing. I'm not an engineer or anything like that, so for me it's very interesting figuring out how everything works, the energy flow and all of that. And I'm not sure why this guy is jogging in the middle of the road while there's sidewalks everywhere, but in any case, he probably doesn't love his life. I don't know. But anyway, there's a few things that do bother me a little bit in this car. It does have a lot of power. It is kind of fun to drive, especially if you put your foot down, like an electric vehicle should feel like. You put your foot down and you just blast off. But I do hear some creaks and squeaks at the back. It does kind of feel like a older generation premium SUV at the end of the day, where some of the squeaks and creaks are there. I do hear some squeaks and creaks, and I do tend to feel that the car is a little bit bumpy sometimes, especially if I go over humps and all of that. Do you hear that hum? So as soon as you slow down a little bit, that hum comes in. Listen to this quickly before I get into too much detail here. Listen. There it kicks in. I hope you guys could hear that. But in any case, did you hear the squeaks and creaks? So it's more from the boot side. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe there's something pressing against something else that's squeaking a little bit. I didn't really take the time to actually have a look at it. And then I also feel like when I drive slow, the car tends to drive straight, but when I pick up some speed, it feels like the car is pulling a lot to the left. So I'm not sure if there's more power going to the left, because the tires are still fine. It might be wheel alignment. I'm not even too sure. It might be. I really don't know. But power... it has plenty of those. It really has. 150 kilowatts from the motor, from the internal combustion engine, and then 310 newtons from that motor. It's a 1.5 litre turbo like we just discussed. But in total, with your dual motors with your dual electric motors, you get 265 kilowatts, and you really feel it. Like, there the motor also kicked in, and then you could sort of feel, jeez. The motor is not that loud. You see, there's a lot of squeaks and creaks. Like if I go over humps, I hear a lot of and then when the aircon is on, I hear a lot of clinks and clanks and things like just going It's like the car is bending and pulling back toward each other. Maybe because there's 60% high intensity steel in this vehicle. I'm not even too sure. So I mean, that heats up and cools down like a lot. But other than that, it feels comfortable in here. It feels nice. The car feels very solid. It's a very solid drive. The only thing is the steering. The steering is very, very light, even in sport mode. I don't know where my wheels are. If I look at my steering wheel, I know where it is, and if I take a turn. But sometimes you do tend to overturn. So I'll take a turn, and then I'm not too sure where my wheels are, and then, woo, you see, then I turn too sharp. So I don't have a lot of confidence in the cornering with this car, to be dead honest with you guys. It does, like, it feels a bit numb. There's no feedback from the wheels, so I don't feel anything at all. I know where to turn, so at least I know, okay, if I turn the car, everything works well. But for me, if I want to drive quickly, if I want to do something, you see, if I do this, I have to turn the steering wheel quite drastically for the car to turn. There's a lot of play in the steering wheel. If I do this, the car kind of feels like it still goes straight. So that's one concern for me. But it doesn't make it feel unsafe. I have to say, it still feels very safe and very trustworthy. Like, I know if I put my foot down into the corner, for instance, I'm going to go around this corner now. I'm going to put my foot down. Like, I could hear the wheel spin, but I didn't feel it at all. So, yeah, I don't know if it's going to start understeering. You know what I mean? At least we've got all the driver assistance systems, so that will help a lot for the car not to go into the tree. That does help a lot, but... yeah, it's just weird. I just don't have a lot of feedback. Even in sport mode, if I put it in sport, it's a bit stiffer, a little bit more direct. But I still tend to feel that there's a bit of a numbness in the steering wheel. But I like this power. Check here. I'm going to put my foot down, 1, 2, 3, and then the motor kicks in. It picks up speed quite quickly. It doesn't feel like 530 Newton meters of torque, to be honest with you guys. Sometimes it does when I do a dead standstill and I pull away, but most of the times it doesn't always. Let's say for instance I drive 100 and I put my foot down, it doesn't feel like there's 530 Newton meters of torque kicking me like this. Because if you drive like a 3-liter diesel, for instance, with the same amount of torque, that really, if you put your foot down, it breaks your neck. You go, wah! And with this, it kind of feels numb down a little bit, if that makes sense to you guys. Like, you have to drive it to really experience it. That Jaguar sounded super nice. So I'm going to go around this bend check. See, the wheels spin, like I can hear it and I can feel that there's a bit of a judder, there's a bit of a shadow on the steering wheel, but I don't have a lot of confidence. Like, I'm like, oh, okay, wait, I might understeer, so I pull away a little bit, or I pull back a little bit. But here, check here, I'm driving 60. I mean, it's got power, like it really, but it doesn't feel like 500 newtons at all. If I think of a M135, for instance, okay, yes, it's a much lighter, smaller car, I can't compare that, but if I put my foot down, it pushes you into your seat, you feel, oh my goodness. And this, okay, there it felt like it. There I got a bit of it. But that's about it. And that's that. Let me show you guys quickly, and I want to show you some of the technology here quickly, which is pretty insane. Okay, so check it out. There's people standing there, so check it. It's going to show me that there's people there. You're going to see now, I'm going to drive slowly. It's going to pick up that there's a person standing. Okay, it didn't pick it up now. But that's fine. I'll show you guys just now because we're driving. There was a lot of cars and stuff there. Okay, let's quickly check the power. I'm going to show you the power quickly. So I'm going to put my foot down, 1, 2, I'm in sport, 1, 2, 3. I mean, it's not bad. It's okay. It's really not bad. But see, if I drive 100, for instance, and I put my foot down now, see, I don't know. There's speed. I mean, it's more than enough. Let's be honest. But it just doesn't feel like that 530 newtons to me. Interesting. And then if you look at the internal combustion engine and everything over there, so have a look at that. So you can currently see it is. See, when it's blue, the electric motor is pushing power to the wheels. Then if you see it's green, it's pushing power to the battery. So it's charging the battery while the electric motor is pushing power to the wheels. Now if I put my foot down, see, now it's blue, it's pushing power to the electric motor, and then from the electric motor it's pushing power to the wheels. I saw it did one wheel there because it's a dual motor. So that might be why the vehicle is like leaning toward the left. And then why is it not giving me... There we go. Did you see that? It went red. So that also means the motor was pushing power to the wheels as well as the electric motor. So you had full power going to the wheels. So if I put my foot down, I'm going to slow down a little bit. So I'm going to put my foot flat down. Let's see what happens. Okay, so you see, it doesn't happen all the time. So predominantly it's working from the dual electric motors. But there's so many things we can play with. It's crazy. Like you guys saw now with the tech and features. You see now, it's pushing power to the wheels from the motor and not from the electric from the dual motor. It's because we're coasting. So then if I put my foot down, that's from the electric motor only. And then the ICE engine is pushing power into the motor, but constantly pushing power into the battery. And I picked up in range on my electric side, on my battery. See, it's 16 kilometers range now. I started with 12 kilometers range. So it's constantly charging the battery. And then the other thing is, look at that, 5.9 liters per 100 kilometers in the last 50 kilometers. The best I did was like 0.1 liters per 100 kilometers. How crazy is that? Because when I do this, if I go into eco mode, okay, I'm going to stay in eco, and then we just wait a little bit. Okay, I actually want the internal combustion engine to switch off. So this is quite interesting. In eco mode, it's pushing power from the internal combustion engine to the wheels and not from the electric motor. But what's happening now is it's constantly charging my battery. Okay, now if I do this, it's pushing from both. You see, it's now like a parallel hybrid mode. And now it's just pushing power. Okay, and then if I release the accelerator check, see, then it's pushing all the power from the energy regeneration into the battery. And now I'm sitting on 17 kilometers range already, so I never really have to charge my car. And the other thing is, what's quite nice is it doesn't go below 10 kilometers range at all. From there, I think I did 9, and then it keeps on charging, so it never went down to like 5 or whatever the case, because you always have that constant power then. That is pretty cool. Now let's quickly see, there is a person running there. I want to see if it picks up a person over here. Check there, it's picking up that there's a person there. That is so cool. See there, the advanced driving systems also work very, very well. It's not too, how can I say, intrusive. It just works quite well. Okay, so we're just going to test out the advanced driving systems quickly. So I think I'm going to go straight here, and then let's see what happens. I also like the fact that it keeps on showing me these cars next to me. The camera system is phenomenal while I'm driving. Let's see, I'm going to drive 60 kilometers an hour like I should. Okay, it's just shuddering the wheel a little bit, the steering wheel. Let's see. Okay, why is it not pushing me back into my lane? Okay, so let's see. Okay, there we go. It's pushing me back into my lane. Let's see if it takes this corner without crashing. I'm just going to keep my hand here. Almost went into the pole there, so that didn't work properly. Let me show you guys quickly. So I'm going to keep my camera here. So let's get to 60 kilometers an hour at least, or 70. Okay, so I'm going to push it into the lane. Let's see what happens. Okay, it is pushing me back, and it's pulling me back. That's quite nice, and it's not saying beep, 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 beep. Let's see. Okay, yeah, it pushed me back. Okay, and then what's it telling me now? Okay, so there it's working quite well. Okay, take over steering wheel, and it doesn't say bang, 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 bang. It's just a subtle reminder. Okay, so it does work very well. You must just be very careful with the stipple lines, because that might just burn you a little bit. I like it when a car is very subtle and gentle with pushing you back into the lane. I don't like it when it's too aggressive, but I also do not like it when it doesn't always work, because that means I can't be fully confident in my vehicle. But you can also, it's not fully autonomous. You have to remember that, guys. It's a driver assistant system. So while I'm driving, let's say I'm going somewhere, for instance, while I'm driving to that destination, at least I know that if I have my eye on something next to the road and I do swerve off a little bit, it does warn me like I'm on the line, and it pushes me back a little bit as well. So you do have that sense of safety, which helps a lot. Remember, it's always an assistant system. It's not a fully autonomous system, so you can't fully rely on this technology at all. But for me, I prefer just always having my hand on the steering wheel, you know, just making sure that I keep it safe. Now for our smile rating, and I've got my trusty book here with me. This is very low, eh? I can actually set that inside, but let me quickly, what's happening here? Okay, let me get my seat over here. All right. Ooh. Okay, interesting. So I think let's start with the design and style of this car. I have to say that it's very squeaky here, hey? The interior and the exterior look phenomenal. I mean, the interior is very modern. The interior and the exterior really talk to each other. It's a very striking car. It's a beautiful car. I'm not too keen about the rear. I kind of feel like the original Tiggo 7 Pro looks a little bit better to me at the rear, but it does look expensive. The car does turn heads when you drive past them or when you drive past people. So it really does make an impact when you drive past people. People really look, and I think it's also part this color, all the black inserts and all of that. So I think for design and style, it's not my favorite looking car, but it's a very striking looking car. But I think for design and style today, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Comfort and practicality, you do get quite a big boot space, and also because the engine, there's no gearbox running through to the rear wheels or anything, it's very flat at the back, so there's enough space at the back there, enough leg room. I mean, I'm not the tallest person, but even a taller person than me can also sit in there comfortably. There's enough cup holders for everyone, I mean, in the doors, in the middle. There's just a lot, guys. The comfort is very, very good in this car. The seat could have moved a little bit up. I feel that the rear seats are a little bit hard for me, especially at the back. It could have been a little bit softer. And yeah, I think practicality wise, I mean, there's a lot of space. It's really a proper family SUV, and especially at this price point. We'll get to the value for money just now, but for comfort and practicality, I would most definitely, I'm not too symmetrical, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Maybe also just because I can't move my seat up like that. I don't know, maybe. Now for tech and features. At this price point, you get a lot of tech and features, especially with this plug-in hybrid. That's a lot of technology. You don't get heads-up display though. That's the only thing. I mean, even with the 600,000 Rand one or the 620, that's also a lot of tech and features with all the advanced driver assistance systems. They work very well. The Apple CarPlay, Android Auto work well. The wireless charger works well. Everything works well. The only thing is sometimes there is a little bit of a delay on the steering wheel buttons and also on the screen itself as well. I feel like it could have been a little bit more, I don't know, modern, a little bit more beautiful, but it's very easy to use. I have to say, it's not really that difficult. There's some physical buttons, physical haptic buttons that you can press as well. But for tech and features, I really think that this car stands out, especially at this price point. I would have liked some heads-up display, especially with the plug-in hybrid. Tech and features, I'm going to give it a 8 out of 10. Driving feel, okay, yes, it's got power. It definitely has power. It doesn't feel like the 530 newtons to me. I feel like it needs a little bit more of a kick. I mean, if I remember the Mazda that I drove, that thing kicked me, I think that was 580 newtons. And that thing kicked me in my kidneys. When I put my foot down, it went, bah! So I don't feel all that power. I mean, even though it's direct, when I pull away, it pulls away quickly. There's plenty of power. There's more than enough of that. Steering is a little bit numb. I don't really feel the road that much. And it does tend to feel a little bit bumpy to me, but the gearbox and the engine, everything works very well there. It's very instant. There's no lag, no delay. The engine is not noisy. You do hear it sometimes, but it's not really like a or anything like that. So it's pretty cool, but it's not the best out there. I would have liked a little bit more feedback on the wheels. I don't know, I don't feel that excited when I drive this car. Yeah, it's just my personal opinion. It's just lekker to drive. That's it. It's just a lekker. My wife will like driving this car, but for me, there's no excitement driving it. So for driving feel, I'm going to give it a score of 5 out of 10. Now, value for money, guys. Now, let's be honest. It's a lot of value for money. You save money on fuel. I know that these cars resale value is not that great, but I mean, you would want to keep this car for 10 years because, yeah, 10 years or unlimited kilometers, you want to keep it for your full warranty because then this car will be long paid off and you're going to get some money back for it. So I kind of feel like people that say the resale value is bad, why do you want to trade your car in after a year, after 3 months? I mean, it just doesn't make sense. There's so many cars on the market. Now you want to trade your car in. So for me, you have to at least drive your car 60 to 70,000 kilometers for 3 years to kind of break even when you want to swap your car. So yeah, you have to be very careful with that. So for value for money, all the tech in this car, the money that you save on fuel, the warranties that you get on this car, the service plan, the low cost of maintenance on this vehicle, because the engine, yeah, okay, there might be something, but you do get warranties for that. There's really just going to do brakes and some oil and stuff on a small little engine, so your service is going to be very cheap after the 5 years or 60,000 kilometers. Yeah, you just get so much. It's a big car. If you can think about it, for this exact same price, you can get a Golf 1.4 TSI with almost zero spec, yeah, or you can get a 1 Series BM for a little bit more. Yeah, I don't know. For me, the value for money in this car is really phenomenal. Yes, it is. There's some squeaks and creaks and it's not the best quality, but I mean, you get what you pay for. You get what you pay for and more. So for value for money, I'm going to give it a proper score. I'm going to say 8 out of 10. It's very good value for money, like really. So my final verdict on the Chery Tiggo 7 plug-in hybrid. If I tally up the scores, I get to 35 out of 50, which gives me a 70% score, which is very good, guys. It is really good. I think if these guys just work on the driving feel of the car, make it a little bit more exciting. I think there's too many cars out there that's very much the same, especially with the Chinese brands. It's very like the Moda, the Chery, the Jetour, all of those cars are kind of the same thing. So what do we choose at the end of the day? Jayco, you know, it's very much the same. I think if they can work on differentiating the cars a little bit more, make it a little bit more exciting, and keep the price where it is, I think, yeah, I think then it will shoot up that score. But 70% is not a bad score. It makes me smile. It's a lucky smile. I mean, I would definitely buy this if I have a bigger family and I can't take the Golf, for instance. If the Golf is too small for me, I would definitely go for this, and I'll still be very, very pleased with this car. But 70%, go drive the other cars, drive the other plug-in hybrids, go drive them, go feel them, go see what suits you better, what has the best driving feel for you, what has the better technology for you, what has less technology, whatever the case, whatever you like. 70% is not a bad score. It's a really good score, but I would still prefer to go and test drive the others just to see what suits my budget and what suits me the best out there. But in any case, let me know in the comments, what do you think? Is it a fair score? What do you guys think? So there we go, guys, my 2 cents about the Chery Tiggo 7 plug-in hybrid. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this car, and would you go and spend your 680,000 Rand on this machine? I kind of think I would. It all depends on where I am in my life and what I can afford at the end of the day. Yeah, because you guys know me, I'm a driver's driver, so I like a car that really has a very good score in the driving feel. But if you need practicality and you need all that space and you want all this technology, I mean, this is what you can go for. This is really, there we go. But in any case, thanks very much for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if there's anything else that you guys would like to see. Keep an eye out for the next plug-in hybrid that we're getting for the next week, and remember to become a member, guys, and also remember to like, subscribe, and share with all of your friends. It's because of you guys that we are almost at 40,000 subscribers, and we are shooting up to that 100K, and then hopefully that million. Come on, guys. It's just all about your support. And remember to go check out the website very soon. And yeah, have a lucky day, guys. Stay safe. Peace.